Well, if you've ever driven on the Creek Turnpike near Broken Arrow, you're probably familiar with the highway, which is nicknamed Roller Coaster Highway. Some drivers say that stretch feels more like a bumpy roller coaster than an actual highway. Well, relief is on the way, and News Channel 8's Jaya Brown has more now on what exactly drivers can expect.
I'm standing on a section of the Creek Turnpike where drivers have been dealing with bumpy road conditions for years now. In fact, I even took a chance to drive over the turnpike myself just to test out those conditions. And let me just say, I see why they call it Roller Coaster Highway. But a $72 million project is set to change just that. The Oklahoma Turnpike Authority says they will begin construction on the High Key Creek bridges this October. The bridges built back in 2001 are now 25 years old and are ready for their first major rehab.
Once the beams were laid and the decking was laid, the beams just didn't settle like they were anticipated to by the engineers and the contractors at the time, which in turn led to more of that rideability issue with the bumpiness. We are aware of it. We've been aware of it.
With over 33,000 cars traveling these bridges daily, that constant traffic has only made the problem worse. We've took it upon ourselves to drive over the highway just to show the significance of the bumps in the road. And we noticed the bouncy motion happening from inside and outside of our car, going at about 60 miles per hour. For construction starting in early October, crews will be replacing more than 480 concrete beams to create that smoother ride. OTA does say their bridges are on a biannual safety inspection, and they claim the highway isn't a safety concern, but rather a rideability issue. When we asked why officials are starting construction now after 25 years, they said this.
Now, because the funding is there, and we can address it. I mean, that's just at the end of the day, that's kind of what it boils down to. The funding wasn't there prior to. We've always been aware that it was a rideability issue, but now that we've got access in place, we can go ahead and address it.
Now, construction is expected to last until the summer of 2027, though officials say they've struck a deal to try to finish by spring. Drivers can expect slowdowns and lane changes during that time, but for many, a smoother commute will be worth the wait. Reporting in Broken Arrow, I'm Jaya Brown, News Channel 8.